Hello and welcome to Detroit Performs, everybody. I am your host, DJ Oliver, and I'm coming to you from Greenfield Village, part of the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn. Detroit's past is filled with people creating and performing their craft, and this is a place to see our nation's historical crafts come to life. In fact, they have people acting and creating forms of art. I'll be taking you to those areas later, but right now though, we're headed to the Makeup Loft in Plymouth, where we meet Dearborn native Janelle Thomason, who not only creates beautiful art on her models, but she's generated her own makeup line, which she uses every day. Here is Janelle and the Makeup Loft.
I've been in love with makeup as early as I can remember. I remember being 4 years old and taking flower petals from my grandparents' backyard and rubbing them all over my face to create pigment, and then trying to sell them off the front porch. I think a neighbor felt sorry for me and gave me about a dime. My love for applying makeup actually came from realizing the difference between what was real and unreal. So looking at a magazine, looking at the cover of Vogue long enough to realizing, wow, that's shadowing. That's not that model, that's shadowing, that's makeup. Wow. And then I remember that really kind of changing my whole mind on everything, realizing what you could really do with makeup. And that's when I completely fell in love. Just to actually be able to apply art to people's faces in a way that you can wear in society. I mean, makeup is a socially accepted way of wearing, pigment on your face every day. That excited me about the way that you could change the way that you look, and you could change the way that people feel just based on, some shades. For this, I chose eggplants. There's a little bit of brick in there. She has a little bit of a peach base for a highlight. She has dark hair and brown eyes, so this is definitely a wonderful situation where you can add a lot of color to the face. My time is split up between commercial work, editorial work, and the Makeup Loft. I've been with Fox Sports going on, I think it's almost over 3 years now. That's where I got my Emmy nomination from. I love working with them. I have a lot of editorial clients too. I do a lot of set work, shoots. And then the Makeup Loft. The Makeup Loft is my child. It is my ever-growing little baby. Clients as a whole deserved better than just, going to a makeup counter. I wanted a real encompassing full service of cosmetics, and that is where the Makeup Loft started. I started above a small photography studio in Canton. It was based with bridal, and it never occurred to me before that bridal was a full industry. And from that point on, it just really took off when I really started catering to my brides. We do about 150 weddings a year, my staff and I. So the Makeup Loft has grown from specializing in bridal now to our full line of cosmetics, doing all sorts of different things, and I hope that it continues to grow. When I look at someone's face, I instantly know what I'm going to do, especially if it's a client. With a client from the Makeup Loft, I have a little bit more of a job to do with pleasing them personally as to on set, where I have to please my producers and my directors and the whole scope of what we're filming. But I instantly know what I'm going to do. It's like a snapshot vision in my head. I can't even explain it. It's not something that I look at specifically. It's just a full encompassing of the face, and like that, I know what I'm going to do. There's a lot more psychology to it than people really understand, especially when you're dealing with the public. Everyone has a different vision of what beauty is, and you really have to kind of tap into their psyche and figure out, what does this person think is beautiful, and how can I bring that to life for them? How can I portray that for them in the mirror? I have to understand that and then try to, top that. I want my clients to look like themselves, but a more polished version of themselves. I'm more of a naturalist. I have a love for things that glow. Like, I just think a woman, for her to look really fresh and polished, she needs to have a sense of glow. It's all about letting that inner beauty kind of shine throughout the skin. And when I choose colors, it's usually based on their hair color, eye color, skin tone. I try to keep it a neutral color family, but I'm always keen to peaches, rose golds, bronze, things like that. My creation of the cosmetic line was always a goal of mine. I think it's a goal of a lot of different makeup artists, you know, to have at your fingertips all the different formulas and the products that you love. It's taken me about 3 years to actually finally get it on my shelves. Basically, I realized through the years of the different kind of formulas that I needed and the different pigments, and you know, finding that from one line is very difficult. And I also needed products not only that my clients could use, but that I could use. I need things that I can use on set, and I do. I only use my foundations when I work on set and for bridal. It's the only thing I'll use. I always tell my staff, and it's something I learned early in my career, you have to leave your ego at home. You know, when you're dealing with a client, especially in makeup, you have to aim to please. You know, it's not about your envision for that client, it's about their envisionment for themselves, and then your talent making that happen. My favorite part of applying makeup is just about everything. There isn't a single part of it that I don't enjoy. I absolutely love it. It is my passion, it's my life. I've been asked before whether I like set work more so than bridal, and I love them equally. They're two different birds, you know. There isn't a single aspect I don't love. I love the challenge. It is challenging, you know, to have this creation and this idea in your mind of what you can portray on someone else's skin and bring it to life. I was always told when I was young that my mom always said, find something that you love to do and make money at it. And I've always had a goal for myself to be as happy as I possibly can be. I know that life is short and I want to enjoy every moment of that. So I take being happy very seriously. It's a goal I create for myself every day to be happy and to be completely fulfilled, and my work gives me that.
To find out more about Janelle as well as all the other artists shown here today, head to DetroitPerforms.org.